Surah 13, Ra'ad. By the one who is denoted by the name Allah, who created my being with his names, in accord with the meaning of the letter B, the Rahman, the Rahim. Aleph, Lam, Mim, Ra. These are the signs of the book, revealed knowledge of the reality and Sunnatullah, way of God, which is revealed to you from your Rabb as the truth, but the majority of the people do not believe. The one whose name is Allah is who? Some of the Vedic texts talk about things in the way of he is it, or divinity saying I am it, and that's how they're referring to this here. Who raised the heavens, the unperceivable dimensions beyond matter, consciousness, the 7 stations of the self, the inciting self, the self-accusing self, the inspired self, the peaceful self, the pleased self, the pleasing self, the pure self. Upon nothing that you can see, by forming different dimensions based on different perception systems, then he established himself above the throne, made the qualities of the names sovereign over the dimension of acts, and he delegated the sun and the moon to manifest his command, each continuing their function for a specified term. He forms and directs all things with his command. He brings them into existence with all their details so that you may attain certainty, i.e., the awareness of the manifestations of your Rabb's names within your essence. And those stations that we mentioned, Nafsa Amara, Nafsa Lawama, Nafsa Mulhima, Nafsa Mutma'inna, Nafsa Radiya, Nafsa Mardiya, Nafsa Safiya, and it is who spread the earth, made matter, the body, with the capacity to form their constituents. This isn't about the roundness of the earth, but rather the capacity pertaining to the earth and the body are the dimensions of matter in general. There are verses that are more explicit about the world not quite being completely spherical, but this can be both a metaphysical reference and a symbolic reference. And place therein firmly set mountains, the organs of the body and rivers, continuous flow of knowledge nourishing the consciousness, the nervous system, and from each fruit product its twin, the individual's formless parallel beyond matter. He transforms the night into the day, transforms the darkness of ignorance into enlightenment, the observation of the reality with his knowledge. In truth, there are many signs in these for people who contemplate. And on the earth are the body, there are neighboring continents, or organs, and gardens of grapevines, and crops, and groves of palms, single and clustered. All are watered and nourished, continue their essence with one water through the manifestation of one single knowledge throughout creation. Yet we favor some of their fruit over others based on what they provide. Indeed, there are signs in this for a people who use the reason. And if you are astonished at our signs because you are unable to comprehend them, what is astonishing is their saying, will we be brought into a new creation and continue to live after we have become dust? They are the ones who deny the knowledge that their Rabb comprises their essence, unable to comprehend their immortality due to being composed of the immortal names of Allah. And they are the ones with shackles, fetters around their necks, captives to the idea that they are merely the physical body produced by the second brain in their guts. They are the people of the fire, burning, suffering. They will abide therein eternally. They look for trouble rather than expecting good things from you, whereas many people, nations, who ought to have received a lesson, were punished before them, and indeed your Rub is forgiving toward people despite their wrongdoing. Indeed your Rub is severe in recompense, in enforcing the due consequence of an offense. Those who deny the knowledge of the reality say, a miracle should have been revealed to him from his Rub, but you are only a warner. But for every people there is a Hadi, a guide to the reality. Allah knows what every female bears, and what the wombs lose or exceed. In his sight, everything is capacitated according to its purpose of creation. He is the Alim over the unperceived and the perceived. He is the Kabir, possessor of infinite meanings, the Mut'ali, his might encompasses all things. Whether one conceals his thoughts or reveals it, that which is in the darkness of the night or the brightness of the day is all the same for him. He has over all his manifestations a system of continual, uninterrupted observation for his angels, who protect them from front and back by the decree of Allah. Indeed, Allah will not change the lifestyle of a people until they change themselves, their understanding and value judgments. And if Allah wills a disaster for a people, there is no repelling it. Besides Allah, there is no helping friend for them. It is who shows you lightning, a sudden epiphany in your brain, as fear and hope for you, and who generates heavy clouds with knowledge and gnosis. This verse and the following verses depict the various states of humans via metaphors and symbols. However, many take these verses literally and assume they are referencing actual heavenly incidents, and the Ra'ad, thunder, the discoveries of the perfect man via introspective thoughts, contemplations. See The Perfect Man by Abdul Karim al-Jili. Exalts Tesbih, him with Hamd, evaluation of the corporeal worlds created with his names as he wills, and the angels, forces within man and the universe also exalt him, Tesbih, and fulfill their servitude to him under his sovereignty, while they argue about Allah out of their ego-based ideas. He discloses thunderbolts, the striking of the knowledge of the reality, and enables this experience to whom he wills. He is Shadidul Mihal, the possessor of the system called Sunnatullah, tradition belonging to God, which is enforced with intensity and not subject to any form of alteration or intervention. To who is the invitation of truth, those to whom they turn and from whom they seek to help besides Allah, will never respond to them because they do not exist. They are like one who stretches out his hand for water, but it will not reach him, for there is no tap. The prayer of those who deny the knowledge of the reality is only a perversion and futile, and whoever is in the heavens and the earth, matter and beyond, and their shadows, their conceptual existence, for the real and absolute essence is the names of Allah, whether willingly or by compulsion, prostrate to Allah, they are in a state of absolute submission to the command of Allah, comprising their essential reality. This is one of the 15 prostration passages, but in this case it's just verse 15 that's part of the passage. Say, who is the Rabb of the heavens and the earth? Say, Allah. Say, have you taken allies besides him, who cannot give any benefit nor harm, even to their own selves? Say, can the blind be equivalent to the seeing, or the darkness be equivalent to Nur, light of knowledge? Or do they attribute partners to Allah, who create like he creates, and whose system resembles the system of Allah? Say, it is Allah, who is the creator of all things, who is the Wahid, the Qahar. And the unity, the executor of actions, he sent down water, the qualities of the names, from the sky and valleys, compositions of names as individual forms, flow as intellectual activity according to their capacity, the amount of the forces in their unique composition. That torrent carries rising foam, the material life, and from what they heat and melt in the fire in desire of ornaments and adornments is foam like it, but foam is thrown out as unnecessary excess. Thus Allah exemplifies the truth and the falsity, but as for that which benefits people, that remains on earth. Thus Allah gives examples. For those who respond to their Rabb, who turn introspectively to their essential reality, is the best, beautiful paradise, living the beautiful manifestations of the names comprising their essence. But as for those who do not respond to him, even if they had all that is in the earth and the like of it, they would give it to ransom themselves from the suffering of deprivation. The worst result of life's account will be theirs. Their refuge will be hell. What a wretched place of rest this is. I, put the possessive suffix to that to make it make sense. Sometimes there's a word or something that should be added. That which is revealed to you from your Rabb is the truth. Is the one who can see the truth equivalent to the one who is blind to it? Only those with reason who can contemplate in depth can understand this. Those who reach the reality, fulfill the covenant of Allah, live according to the requirements of the knowledge of the reality manifested in their being by Allah, and they do not break their contracts, their natural disposition. They unify what Allah orders to be unified, the state of existence in which the constructed self and the original self are united, and they are in awe of their Rabb, the magnificent infiniteness of the qualities of the names, and fear bad actions, the consequence of not giving the due right. They were patient in their current state, and sought to face the paradisical state of existence in which the manifestations of the divine forces in one's essential reality is experienced of the Rabb. They performed salat and gave unrequitedly, secretly and openly from the life sustenance we disclose to them. They nullify their wrongdoings with following good deeds. Theirs shall be the homeland of the future. The homeland of the future is the paradises of Eden, a level of existence where one consciously experiences the forces of the names in one's essence. They will enter there in unity, experiencing the same reality. With those who attain righteousness, amend themselves, and live coherently from among their parents, partners, and offspring, and the angels will come to them from every gate. The forces required to live in that state of existence will become activated within them at every level. They will say, Assalamu alaikum. May the force pertaining to the name Salam become activated within you as a result of your patience. How beautiful is the final homeland. The word homeland in the hadith, one's love for their homeland, is from their faith, is a reference to this. But those who break because of their conditionings or misevaluation of information, their covenants, despite the absolute submission in their natural disposition by creation, and those who cut asunder what Allah orders to be unified, joined, i.e., those who assume the constructed self is separate from the original self, and those who cause corruption on the earth by misusing their body and becoming captives to the second brain in their guts. They are the ones who will be distanced from Allah, fall far from the forces of the names endowed within their essence. For them is a wretched abode. Allah increases the sustenance of life for whom He wills, and decreases it for whom He wills. They rejoice and become spoiled with the worldly things, but the life of the world is merely a fleeting comfort compared to the life to come. Those who deny the knowledge of the reality say, shouldn't he have been given a miracle from his Rabb? Say, indeed Allah misguides whom He wills and guides to the reality those who turn to Him. Now, some implications of that translation are not correct. God lets people go astray that have made the choice. God isn't guiding them because they're not taking it in. Depends on the exact words being used here. Because people are going to say, well, if God misguides, how can we have a choice? It's like the Quran doesn't actually say that in Arabic. God guides us, and if we go amiss, God's not guiding us in the verb form, but the guidance is there. Or God doesn't put further guidance if the initial guidance isn't taken. They are the ones who have believed and consciously experience the satisfaction of remembering and feeling Allah within their essence. Let it be known with certainty that consciousness finds contentment in the remembrance of Allah, dhikrullah, to remember one's essential reality, our original self, i.e., Allah, as comprising the essence of all things with His names. Those who believe and fulfill the requirements of their faith will have Tuba, a tree of paradise, and the bliss of experiencing what is within their essence. Thus we disclose to you a people before whom many nations have come to pass, so that you may recite to those who deny the Rahman and inform them of what we have revealed to you. Say, my Rabb is who? There is no God, only who? To Him is my trust, and to Him is my repentance and return. Even if there were a Quran, by the recital of which mountains could be set in motion, or the earth could be crumbled to pieces, or the dead could be made to speak, they would still not believe it. No, the command is Allah's in full. Did not the believers know that had Allah willed, He would surely have enabled the realization of the absolute reality to all of mankind? As for those who deny the knowledge of the reality, adversity will not cease to strike them, or near their homes, because of their own misdeeds, until the promise of Allah is fulfilled. Indeed, Allah will not fail to keep His promise. Indeed, the messengers before you were also mocked. I granted respite to those who deny their knowledge of the reality, and then I seized them. How awful was the suffering that resulted from their misdeeds. They ascribed partners to Allah, while it is He who forms the return of what every soul outputs. Say, name them, or are you informing Him of something on the earth that He does not know? Or are you talking nonsense? But no, the scheme of the deniers of the reality has been made pleasing to them, and they have been kept back from the way of Allah. And whomsoever Allah misleads, and there is no longer a guide to the reality for him, there is suffering for them in the worldly life, and surely the suffering in the life to come will be worse, and there will be no protectors from Allah for them. The example, metaphor of paradise for those who protect themselves is that beneath it rivers flow, its fruit is lasting, and so its shade. This is the future for those who protect themselves. As for those who deny the knowledge of the reality, it is the fire. Those to whom we previously gave the book, the knowledge of the reality, rejoiced at what has been disclosed to you. But among them are some who deny part of it. Say, I have only been commanded to serve Allah, and to not ascribe any partners to Him. To Him is my invitation, and to Him is my return. And thus we have revealed it as a command in Arabic. Indeed, if you follow their fantasies after the knowledge that has come to you, you shall have neither a friend nor a protector from Allah. Now, let us remember that the scriptures are as they are revealed. Some of the associations with translations and other stuff may not agree with it and how it gets to us. And let us remember, just like when you go to a place of worship, you're only supposed to talk religiously. We try to find our connection in what has been revealed and what has been revealed originally. And people are going to say, oh, you hear it in Arabic. It's like, yeah, you hear it in Arabic, but the translations are available in, any language, really. I think there's more Quran translations than there are Bible translations as far as languages. Languages and in number. Because people left and right who have learned the Quran in some countries have their own translation. A lot of sheikhs do. A lot of stuff's, not in books. Indeed, we disclosed messengers before you and gave partners and offspring to them. It is not possible for a Rasul, messenger prophet, to come as a proof without the permission of Allah, There is a decreed time for the formation of every command. Allah abolishes what He wills or forms into a perceivable reality what He wills, and with Him is the mother of the book, primary knowledge, the knowledge of the ways in which the names will manifest at every instant. If we show you some of what we promised them while they are alive, or cause you to die without showing it to you, your function will still not change. You are only responsible to inform. Enforcing the consequences of their deeds belongs to us. Now, people get afraid of Sharia because they don't know what the word means. One, it sort of implies the middle path, it has the middle path as part of its way. It's the law people prefer and that sort of stuff. But um, most of the religion is not enforced by the state, it's just mentioned. Much, I mean, the religion itself, what secularists are going to call religion, is not enforced. Certainly, we stop people from stealing and some stuff, public intoxication and public lewdness and that sort of stuff, but not, you know, did they not see how we wear out the earth, the physical body, from every way until it ages and dies? Are the global exhaustion of the earth by cosmic or climate conditions? Are the wearing out of the dualists in that time? Allah decrees this, and there is none to chase, adjust the change. His decree, He is the one that instantaneously forms the subsequent stage based on what has already been formed. Those before them had also planned a trap, but the trap belongs to Allah entirely. Their plan worked against them. They fell into their own trap set by Sunnatullah, way of God. He knows the outcome of every consciousness. Those who deny the reality will also see to whom belongs the future abode. Those who deny the knowledge of the reality say, "You are not a Rasul, messenger, disclosed by Allah." Delicate, various other phrases like that. Avatar, really, sent one. Say, sufficient is Allah, and those who possess the knowledge of the reality as witness between me and you.